Hi, good evening. So I'm just gonna wait for more people to join in. Alright, so good evening, guys, and welcome to today's live session. So, today we're going to be taking a glimpse into the world of graphic designing and social media strategy. And our guest for the evening is Tavleen Singh. She is a graphic designer, social media strategist, a hand letterer, as well as the founder of Tavleenable. So, I'm just going to quickly let her in. Hi, Tavleen.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you doing?
You me?
How are you, Tavleen?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, welcome to today's live session, and thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to get started.
I can't
All
wait.
right. I have a bunch of questions for you, so I'm going to ask them first. And guys, if you have any questions for Tavleen, please put them in the questions or the comment section below, and she'll be happy to, answer them at the end of the session. So first things first, tell us about your upbringing, Tavleen. Tell us a bit about yourself, your background.
Well, I was born in Chandigarh. I live in Chandigarh, and right now I'm doing social media marketing, hand lettering, and graphic designing, like you know. I've been a marketing student. I did my MBA in marketing and HR. So these were kind of like these two careers that I was thinking of going in the direction of. And then I chose marketing, and now this is where I am. Apart from that, I love animals. I'm a vegan. And yeah, and I think that's it. I'm your average 20-year-old. I like going out with my friends. I enjoy having a lot of coffee. I think it fuels most of my work enthusiasm. And yeah, that's it. That's all about me.
That's awesome. So what led you to becoming a graphic designer as well as a social media strategist? I mean, considering you've done MBA in HR, so like, what led you to take that diversion towards this?
So, to be honest, I didn't plan any of it. When like a couple of years back, I actually was getting into content creation. I would just make, creative collages just for fun, and I would just put it on my page, and people just started to enjoy that. And then I actually got approached by an influencer, like a social media influencer, and she wanted someone to help her for her management, like all around management, not just social media, like all around. And then social media was a part of that job. So when I joined her, I started seeing what it's all about, how everything is done, and then I started helping her out with content creation. That was actually not even one of my responsibilities when we started, but I guess she could tell that I was creative and I was very interested in that sort of a thing. So we started doing that, and that's when I realized that maybe I can combine my passion of being creative with social media, because I was already starting to already create digital designs and everything. So when that ended with her, I actually decided to join a social media strategist. And while I was doing that, I was also learning from a graphic designer. And while I was doing that, I was also creating content for my own page. And I was doing my MBA. So I was kind of doing a lot. I was just reading the comments. So yeah, that's where it all started, and that's
So,
it.
did
Yeah.
you have any inkling growing up that you would be in the design field ever?
No, not at all. I knew that I was going to do something creative, but I didn't know that I was going to be in the design field. Not at all. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is your design philosophy? Like, do you have a certain style when it comes to graphic designing, or are you the kind of person who either breaks the rules or do you stick by them?
It depends on the kind of project I'm doing, but for my signature style, I didn't know if I had a signature style until people started recognizing my content on other people's pages where I wasn't even tagged. So I think I do have a certain style in the sense that I love adding hand lettered elements in everything that I create. I mean, wherever I can. And I think with time it's kind of become recognizable, especially my hand lettering style. So I've combined that with all of the things that I do, be it social media content or graphic design content. So I just like to leave a little bit of myself in there somewhere, and I think that makes people recognize that it's my work, although that's not what I do it for. It's just fun to me. But yeah, I think I do have a certain signature flair. Yeah.
By the way, I must tell you that I absolutely love your page. I mean, it is like so aesthetic and so on point. Every single thing in the grid that, just it's beautiful. Especially the hand lettering. I think that is the thing that, I don't know, just, makes you stand out from the crowd. It looks really cool.
Thank you so much. And it makes me so happy when people want my hand lettering for their logos or for their graphics or just for if they just want a quote for their page or on their packaging. Like it just makes me so happy that somebody wants my hand lettering in person, literally for their business. I mean, I still can't believe that people want that. So that makes me feel so, so happy. Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you follow people for design inspiration? Like, what inspires you when you're designing or creating stuff? And
I
whose work has inspired you the most?
I love going on Pinterest for a lot of my inspo. If you go to my page, I have so many boards for so many things. And I think Pinterest has been like a big inspiration point for me because then I can see everybody's work all at once. So I don't really follow a certain person for inspo. I like to see everybody's things, and maybe like from somewhere I would learn that, oh, this person uses textures a lot. Maybe that's something I can do. Somebody uses a lot of hand lettered elements. So I pick things up that I like, and then I would sort of integrate it in whatever I can. But otherwise, right now, I am very inspired by Stephanie J. Gilbert. She's the head of the social media CEO. I really like her. She inspires me a lot. She does social media coaching. And I love Sivan Ayla. She's also an entrepreneur and she's a mom, and she has these two amazing brands, Lux Unfiltered and Shock Tan Lines. And I just love her hustle and her enthusiasm of basically handling so many things all at once, and she does it so well. And along with that, she's also an influencer and she's big on Pinterest. So yeah, these are my inspirations right now. They always keep changing.
I think that's the key to a creative person, right? Everything
Yeah,
changes. You get inspired by something new every single day.
exactly.
Um, all right. Now coming to social media strategy. So how and where did you pick up the skills for it? Did you do a course or like, did you just learn it on the job?
So while I was doing marketing, I was learning the basics for what I would need for doing social media strategy. But along with that, since I was also working with someone who was a social media strategist, I learned a lot by doing. And I don't think that even a digital marketing course would have helped me know all of that. So once I was there, I was interacting with clients, I was creating content, and then I was doing all these other courses as well. I was doing trainings also. I was doing all of that. So I think it was a mixture of everything. Yeah.
All right. So I know there are a lot of small businesses, a lot of content creators who are just starting out. So if you had like top 5 tips for them to grow their Instagram page organically, what would they be?
I think I have three top favorite tips because these tips can go for like everybody in the field, like no matter which niche they're at, even if they're a brand or they're a business. So it would be, first of all, like humanize your content. they should know that there's a human behind this Instagram page, this Facebook page, this business. It always helps. It just does. It'll make people relate with you. I mean, let's say if you have a clothing boutique, looking at your clothes, what you're selling, that's great. Obviously, one wants that when they're looking to buy something from you, but it's really nice to see who's behind that. And, this is the person that I would enjoy buying from. This is the person that I would enjoy talking to. So I think humanizing your content is a big thing if you want to be successful on social media altogether. Then I would say know who you're talking to, like who's your audience, their age, where do they like to shop, you know what are their hanging out places, and what problems do they have, and what problems of yours, what problems of theirs what problems of theirs can I solve through my content. So that would be my top two. And then just show up and make genuine connections with them. Don't follow people just to follow them, or, you know, don't cold DM people. I've seen people still do that. It doesn't work anymore. Make genuine connections with them. And I'm not just saying that, force it. Do it if you genuinely want to connect with them, and if they are your ideal audience, if they are ideal target customer.
That's awesome. I think that's some of the most genuine tips that I've heard because, you know, the algorithm with all of these social media sites keep changing every single day. And I think it's all about being real and making those genuine connections to grow your audience. I think that's really relevant.
No matter what's going on with the algorithm, I think we should just stop blaming the algorithm and start seeing what we can do. Integrate those kind of strategies which would stay golden no matter what happens with the algorithm.
Absolutely. It's about just finding those sustainable ways to make this work.
Exactly.
Yeah. So my next question is, you're a freelancer. So how has the experience been, being a freelancer, finding projects and running your business? How's the experience been so far?
I'm not gonna lie, it isn't always as fun and as glamorous as it looks on social media. You can't always show the harder parts, the parts where you're struggling. But it has been great for all the effort that I've put in. I know that I've gotten the same kind of benefits and the same kind of response back. So I think I would say that it's been really, really good. I mean, I did not expect to grow as fast as I did. When I started, I was literally almost somebody's intern, and that was what, like less than 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. So it just depends on your perception, the way that you're going. I have had a lot of setbacks too, but I just knew that this is what I want to do, and I have to keep going no matter what. So all around, it's been pretty great, even if there have been bad times. I've learned that since all of my work is on social media, there have to be times where I have to switch off, disconnect, and just leave my phone and just be a real human. So yeah, I think that's really helped.
I think that's the best tip out there, just to switch off because
Yeah,
sometimes it just gets a bit too much.
yeah, exactly.
You can't even differentiate what's your real life and what's your work life almost. It just
Yeah, and
you need to set
always,
those boundaries.
people are always showing their best sides on social media, so it's really hard not to feel bad about that. Even if you're at the top of your field, you still compare and you still think, okay, you know what, maybe I'm not doing as much as I could be. Should I do more? I used to feel that way a lot. That's why I would be like, you know what, this is your time to just switch off your phone and think and just be grateful of all the things that you have right now. You have been doing too much already. So just take a deep breath and just sit back.
So you've been through this journey of freelancing. Do you have any tips for people who are just starting out as a freelancer or starting out their business? Do you have any tips for them? Like, how should they go about this journey? And
I have one tip actually, and that would be to always know your worth, because businesses and brands, I mean, that's almost pretty understandable too, that everybody wants to save money because it's their own business. So we get that. It's your responsibility and it's your job to explain to them what they're getting when they're working with you. So don't undersell yourself. If there's a certain price that you're charging, stick to that. And yeah, just know your worth and set boundaries. That's something that I learned pretty late on when I was working. But I think that just sets you up for so much success, both between you and your client. And I think that's it, know your value. That's the one tip I would give someone, because I did not know my value when I started, to be very honest. I was undercharging and I was overworking. Those are bad combinations.
Absolutely. So, what does your typical day look like, and how do you cope with difficult days?
Um, for my difficult days, I would say that, like I said, that I just switch off and I take a break from the social media life, and I would go out and about. I would talk to my best friend, and she always gives me a very nice perspective on everything. She's the most positive person to talk to. And I would just uh, plan a very simple day, maybe out with my mom, like a shopping spree, or just a coffee with a friend. And I think that helps me deal with my difficult days. But then also, if it's something related to work, as in something that I'm not able to accomplish, I'm going to take a break, but then I'm going to start strategizing on what I can do. If I'm not able to achieve something right now, okay, that's fine. I didn't achieve it right now. How can I get there? Let's just think about that. Let's not dwell too much on it. Let's move on from it and see what we can do.
I'm sure, in your work, you come across certain clients or brands, who might not agree with whatever you're trying to convey to them. So, how do
Mm.
you sort of find a balance there? And, if I may put it this way, like, how do you handle difficult clients? Because sometimes it becomes a little difficult to make them understand your point of view and so on and so forth. So, how do you, come to a conclusion or a midpoint with them?
So like I said, that at first I didn't know how to set boundaries, and then I realized that that's what I should be doing. Because when I was starting out, I didn't know what would come up in my interactions with the client. And then after a certain point, I started realizing, okay, you know what? That's what they say when I say that. And then that creates a friction between them and I. So, what could I be saying right at the beginning of our work relationship that would just smooth it out right from the beginning so that it doesn't even come up? Let's say the client keeps on asking for changes over changes, and that's something that would annoy you, because you know that you're an expert and they should be listening to you. But at the same time, to them, it's their business, it's their baby, they want to have control over it. That is why from now on, I would just tell them right in the beginning that these many changes are allowed, but at the same time, everything that I will be creating for you and doing for you would be according to my expertise, and I would just expect that you trust me. So I don't think I've had that problem from a long time now, because people just understand that right from the beginning.
I think that's awesome. That's an awesome tip to, be upfront about
Upfront.
uh, design process, as well as, how much are you gonna incorporate, like how much of their opinions are you gonna incorporate in your work.
Exactly,
Um,
because it's your responsibility to explain it to them, what they're like, why are you charging this much, and why do you take this much time? Why do you say, oh, I won't do these many changes? Why? You should explain it to them, because to most people, it looks like, wait, so doesn't she just need to post my pictures? Why is the pricing the way it is? And wouldn't this change just take like 5 minutes? Why is she cribbing about it? So I think as long as you're nice and you're explaining it to them, it should be good. Everybody seems to understand that. I've seen that. At first, I used to be very hesitant about that. I didn't want anybody to think, "Okay, why is she arguing with me?" But then I actually started doing that. I started explaining my viewpoint, and it went well with people. So, yeah.
I think that's awesome. So Tavleen, what are your career goals? Where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Honestly, I don't have like super big career goals, in the sense that I would not want to change the way that I work right now, because I love it. I love that I'm so involved with my clients at the moment. And I like that I don't have a super big team. I have certain people who I enjoy outsourcing some of my work to, and I like it like that. So my goals from now on wouldn't differ too much from where I am right now, but I would want that I turn this into an agency with the people who get my vision, who get the client's vision, and we find a middle ground, and they're able to sort of take my style and play with it in a way. And whatever I'm doing in my career, I hope that I'm just happy and I'm not stressed. And that's it. That's all I want. That I'm happy and I'm peaceful.
I just loved how simple you made it, seem. And honestly, I think that's a very uncomplicated and a very straightforward way. And, about taking things slow. I think we're all always in a rush to just accomplish one goal after the other and just grow exponentially and all of that. But that's a really great way of, thinking your career forward. So Tavleen, is there any quote that you live by, or that inspires you, or any motto, or something that an advice that somebody gave you in your life, and that's really inspired you and inspires you till date?
I recently read this quote, and I even handlettered it. It says, find what you would die for and then live for it. That resonated with me a lot. I love that. It's so simple, but yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. So I'm just gonna, guys, if you have any questions for Tavleen, please put them in. There's some really lovely comments over there. Someone said very interesting tips here.
Wait, I can't see some of the comments. This is actually my first time doing a live.
You were a pro over here, so I mean, I can't believe it's your first time. The audio table says very inspiring, Tavleen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I've actually worked with them, and they're my friends label. Everybody,
Oh,
please check them out. They have beautiful. They have really nice clothing.
Krishma saying you're doing great, Tavleen.
Thank you. How do I read these comments? I literally cannot seem to figure it out.
They're just right at the bottom, and you just kind of scroll back up.
Yeah, I people have joined and I can't see their comments. I wish I could.
All right. Guys, do you have any more questions for Tavleen?
Yes, please ask away. Oh, somebody's watching from Dubai.
Yeah. We have a lot more people joining in now as well. So guys, if you're joining in late, don't worry. We'll be, saving this live as an IGTV, and you can, watch it anytime you're free. And Tavleen, thank you so much for doing this with us. So where can people reach you, and how can they work with you? Just if you could just, tell them your website link as well as your IG handle.
Yeah, so they can always DM me, but they can also go on my website and there's a contact option there, and you can just fill out a little bit of your information. Where do you want me to contact you? Why are you contacting me? And then I always reach out to them. So anywhere is good with me. You can even DM me on Pinterest, Instagram, or email me. Literally anywhere is good. I answer everywhere.
That's awesome. And guys, we're going to be saving her links as well on our website as well as our Instagram page, so you can definitely check them out and contact her in case you're looking for someone to work with. Again, Tavleen, thank you so much for doing this. We wish you all the best in everything that you're doing, and we absolutely love your work, which is why we really wanted to have you over on this live.
Thank you so much for having me over for this. Honestly, I went out of my comfort zone for this. I have never done a live, and it was really good. You made me feel so comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining in until we meet you guys again. Bye-bye and have a lovely weekend.